Okay, hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Brad Gottschall. I am the Lower Paxton Township Manager, and in typical fashion, I'm going to give a brief summary of this evening's agenda. Tonight, the board meets in their business session. Under old business, we have no action on the agenda. Heading into new business, we have a few items to include: action to award the Township and Authority property and casualty insurance coverages. Next, the board will take action to nominate the Southwest representative to the Tri-County Regional Planning Commission. After this, the board will take action on Resolution 2023-25, which pertains to the minimum municipal obligation for the police and non-uniformed employee pension funds. This is an annual action item pertaining to particularly the budget and how our pensions are funded. After which, the board will take action on subdivision and land development items to include improvement guarantees. Following that, the board will take action on the payment of township and authority bills, hear any last announcements, and finally take a motion to adjourn. With all that said, members of the board are seated and prepared to conduct business. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gottschall. We'll call this meeting of the Lower Paxton Board of Supervisors to order. I'd like to ask everyone to please rise, and Supervisor Judd will lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll now move to approval of minutes of the July 18th, 2023 business meeting. Is there a motion? So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. This is the time set aside for public comment. The board did, prior to this meeting, have a budget meeting that was open to the public, and we had executive session to discuss personnel issues, and we'll be meeting after this meeting in executive session to discuss personnel issues. This is the time set aside for public comment. Public comment is for items not on the agenda. If you're here to talk about an item on the agenda, that would be at that time. But if you want to talk about an item not on the agenda, this would be the time for that. So would anybody like to?
Anyone?
Anyone? We have one person in the audience, so all right. If you don't wish to speak on an item. With that, we have no public comment. Chairman and board member comments. Board members.
Yes, Mr. Gottschall, Supervisor Zumas, and myself last night attended the COG meeting, and last Wednesday attended a regional forum in Lancaster through PSATS.
Very good. Anybody else? The manager's report.
Excuse me, I forgot. Sam was with us also. I am so sorry.
At least you remembered your name.
And you were even sitting beside me. I am so sorry,
It's
Sam.
only 2 letters. It's the 4-lettered names that get us in trouble. Mr. Gottschall.
I have no report this evening, sir.
Excellent report.
Thank you.
No old business. That takes us now to new business. Our first item of new business, we need to take action to award Township and Authority property and casualty insurance coverages. Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Board members, a slight variation in tonight's motion for action. Our brokers, Brown & Brown, are still working on finalizing the bid package for executing for effective date of October 1st for our casualty and liability coverages. One of the bidding parties ran into a systems issue and is running behind on getting those out. We hope to get those this week. However, we do have a ceiling set right now based on coverage submissions from 2 potential providers, which are Selective and Trident. So I'll just give a quick summary on that. For Selective, they are the proposed low bidders for property and inland marine coverages to be less than $68,555. And Trident would be for all other casualty and liability coverages. That would also include our cyber liability coverages at $170,938. So total ceiling of $239,493. This is an increase over the previous year, but we are still negotiating those amounts. So in relation to that, we would request a motion from the board to accept those low bidders as proposed, Selective and Trident, and also provide management the authority to take final action on the contract that's most cost advantageous for the selection pending the final negotiations and submission by that last broker. And again, that would be effective October 1st. And I'll entertain any questions the board may have.
Board members, questions? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion to accept low bid from Selective for property and inland marine coverage and Trident for all remaining coverages. We, the board, would provide management the authority for final action at cost advantageous package pending the final submittal.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
We need to take action to make a nomination to the Southwest representative to the Tri-County Regional Planning Commission. And Brad, maybe you can help me with the appropriate pronunciation of Frank's last name.
Thanks.
How is it?
Klebnikow? I don't know.
Do you know how to pronounce it?
Jalubnikow.
Klebnikow? Mr. Klebnikow. I would have gotten that very wrong. But we're pleased the gentleman is willing to be our representative. Is there a motion to nominate him?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Second. Any comments, questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. We need to adopt Resolution 2023-25, this regarding the minimum municipal obligation for police and non-uniform employee pension plans.
I'll take that, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
So just very briefly, again, an annual requirement for us to have board action and then CAO signature by the end of this month for the annual obligations for our MMO. In comparison with the previous year, based on slightly better actuarial evaluation terms that came into effect at the start of this year, it did slightly reduce our obligations from the previous year, just a small percentage basis, but it did decline instead of staying flat or going up. And again, we receive state aid. We'll receive notification for state aid as far as what the state will provide to assist us with this obligation probably in the next week. And we're hopeful that puts about just a little over $1 million towards that obligation that we have.
Oh, excellent. Very good. Any questions for Mr. Miller? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve Resolution 2023-25, the minimum municipal obligation for police and non-uniformed employee pension plans.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. This takes us to subdivision and land development, and we have basically some improvement guarantees.
5.
5.
Yeah.
Which are up on the screen in very small letters.
Mr.
Any
Chairman.
questions?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We're okay for a motion for that?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve the improvement guarantees from Amber Fields Phase 7A, 6293 Harvest Field Lane, 958 Pfeiffer's Lane, 6520 Plowman Ridge, and 4420 Goose Valley Road.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Well, that moved along rather rapidly tonight. Do we have any further announcements?
Payment of bill.
Oh, sorry, you're correct. Thank you. We need to do payment of bills for Lower Paxton Township and the Lower Paxton Township Authority. Mr. Zumas.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we authorize payment of bills for Lower Paxton Township and the Lower Paxton Township Authority.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay. With that, do we have any additional announcements? Our next meeting is actually scheduled for Tuesday, October 3rd. However, both the manager and the assistant manager are not going to be here, leaving us without adult supervision. And there are apparently no pressing business. So we're going to consolidate that. We're going to consolidate those items into the workshop session, which would be the following Tuesday, which would be the 10th. So our next meeting then would be on Tuesday, October 10 at 7 p.m. here in this room.
Mr. Chairman, if I could, please, next Wednesday, September the 27th at 6 o'clock, Officer Rex, who is our lead K-9, who we got back in 2015, will be retiring from the police department. So we wished him the best of luck. He can now rest and relax, and thank him for all his years of service. He's 9, and we had him for 8 years. There was another police department that had him before, and Rex talks a lot, so they got rid of him, and we took him.
Did we
So-
make clear this is a K-9 we're talking about?
K-9, yes, I said K-9. I said K-9, Officer Rex K-9. Yeah, so there will be a ceremony at Heroes Grove, providing it doesn't rain, next Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. But we do thank his handler, Chad Miller, for doing a great job with Rex. So it's time for Rex to rest and relax. So congratulations, Rex.
Congratulations, Rex. Also, since we're not going to be meeting until the 10th of October, September 30th, Saturday, I believe it's the 30th.
Yep.
We will have our Fall Festival, Lower Paxton Fall Festival in George Park.
1:30 to 5:30. And also that day, the Taste of Linglestown will be from 2 to 5 in the in the village of Linglestown. So 2 events that day in Lower Paxton Township. So please come out and support them. The Fall Fest, it is a family day, so there'll be hay rides, there'll be pumpkin carving, pumpkin painting, all kinds of things. So if you have children, please bring them out to George Park on September 30th from 1:30 to 5:30.
Hope for no rain.
Hope for no rain, and when you're done there, Taste of Linglestown's an awesome event, too.
Yeah, the Taste of Linglestown, if you do plan on going, you need to purchase your tickets online prior. There will be no ticket sales the day of.
And there are no tickets required for the Fall Festival.
No, that's free.
Free and open
Yep,
to the
free.
public.
Yep.
Anything else, ladies and gentlemen? Seeing nothing else, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.